So we are looking at the CXO dashboard feature of Digi Dashboard. Um, if you have a dashboard, a reporting dashboard, and if we say that it's only support automation, we're only solving a small portion of the problem. But what we have done is we have integrated automation run, manual test execution, requirements from Jira, test cases from tools like X-Ray. So combining everything together allows you to have a holistic view of the entire problem space and see any metrics. So here for Jira, we have an integration hub where you can enter the details of your Jira or any other project management system, and it will fetch you the data to our system. So what you see here is as part of the process, you can also add um, your definition of line of business. You might call it domain, or your definition of domain. You might call it pod name. And this will appear in the organization filter in the CXO dashboard, which I will show you later. And it also, you can prevent it, the integration from fetching every data by creating certain projects so that only those projects will be fetched from your system. Now, how the manual data is fetched via uploading from Excel sheet, and test suite page where you have the automation by integrating with our DigiRunner. And when the Jira integration is completed, you will go to a dashboard and create a dashboard, and you can set it private or public. Based on that, you will others can see your dashboard when other users. And we have a drag and drop based approach where you can actually say, I want speedometer, I want teams, and for metrics, for example, if I'm a mobile developer, I would expect mobile types, iOS version, Android version. And we also have something called battle graph, which allows you to take some important decision, investment, or filling any gaps, right? And you can save it. And once you save it, this dashboard is for you. You can have any number of dashboard. For example, a VP can have his or her own dashboard for metrics that is important for them to take decision. A director could have at a team level metrics, right? A VP might have a line of business level metrics. So if I go into the VP level metrics, so let me 1 minute. So here, if I choose 3 months, and I'm going to choose VP of Engineering metrics, and I'm going to choose 3 months. And what you see here is the default view. And now I can go and choose the line of business. Now, once the line of business is chosen, if I apply, then I'm looking at the overall view of my line of business. So VP could come and see this. You can see that the line of business is, there are 2 line of businesses here, and there are 2 line of businesses. So I'm able to see at everything at my line of business level. Then a director could come and say, like, I want to see at my team level, right? And what's happening here is, I could also choose, make sure you choose Phoenix because that has the most data. Once you choose that, this is called the speedometer. Speedometer is a snapshot of from macro level to the micro level, and the green indicates cumulative automation pass rate of above 90%. Orange is between 60 and 90, and this is below 60. And if I want to take action why there is more failure, I can click on it. What will happen is it will land on this page with this filter, and I can go further down and understand why certain things are failing. For example, I can go into a particular automation and drill down into this to understand why certain things are not working, right? Because that is what the automation is for. So here, for example, I can actually see, for example, I can go inside to test suite history, and then I can go inside to test cases, and I can sort based on duration. For example, I can go to test case history to see the execution, past execution over a period of time, and go into one particular test case and see. This is an API, so I'm only looking at the API request and response, but I can also see, for example, a web-based output as well. For example, if I can show you, this is a web-based, this is a hybrid test which include both API and UI. So I can go inside and see the script errors and driver logs and network log and see why something is failing, and I have all the data to take my decision, right? So now coming back to the dashboard, for you to explain, make sure that you choose these in the organization filter, which is line of business digi dashboard, team name, team FT, project name, Phoenix, and wait, and then apply the filter. And the browser type allows you to decide if somebody is looking at it and they know that Safari is bringing them more revenue. Then if Safari is not there, then they can ask why we are not running automation on Safari. And here browser version allows you to ask questions on why we are running on 115 version of Chrome when the latest is 121. Can we stop running this and change it to the latest version? Same thing, mobile and iOS version and Android version changes more frequently. Then we can actually see if we are running anything on the latest, right? And status here is the cumulative pass, fail, skip, pending. And here we could actually ask like why there is 0.42% of pending, which means somebody marked a test case as pending, which is not fully automated. The champion team, any automation is dependable only if it is under constant maintenance, right? You keep updating and make sure things are working. So this allows this shows any team or test suite which pass percentage is above 90. So people can go and ask them what you are doing, what best practices you are doing, following to make to achieve this pass rate. And build duration split is basically allows you to see if any of your automation run, test suite run, takes more than say 30 minutes or 60 minutes. If you see say 5% of jobs taking 60 minutes, it allows you to go and understand why it's taking 60 minutes, and maybe a potential to invest in parallel execution, so you can reduce 60 minutes to 10 minutes and give 50 minutes back to the developers and increase the feedback cycle, decrease the feedback cycle time. These two are at micro level and macro level heartbeat of your organization. The problem this is solving is if you see this flat, no automation is running. For example, if you know there's a release coming on a particular date, and you see everything is flat for previous 2 days, then there's a question like, when we have a release, why I don't see any automation being run, right? So, and also if you see sudden spike in automation, like 1,000 for example, then you can question why so many automation are being run at the same time when we can distribute, because our test infrastructure is not as scalable as production. Running too many tests at the same time also make the automation flaky, right? And this is at test suite level, how many jobs, automation jobs, are being run at any point in time. Now coming to defect trend, this data is coming from Jira that we fetched, and you can actually see all different statuses, backlog, how many are dev in progress, overall for your project. So a director would know like, okay, how many are in test, why there are so many in test, why there are so many in dev completed but being there for a long time or something like that, right? This allows you to also understand where you can ask question and where you need to put more resources. These three are called the four are called the battle graph, and this we already saw the automation coverage, which is this is fetched from X-ray. It actually shows you, if I remove the project, it will show you how many X-ray test cases are marked as automated as opposed to the total test cases, right? And when you choose a project, it shows at individual test case level when they were created. These three are UI based API, right? So for example, here we have more API cases than UI, which is good because API is cheaper to run, faster, more reliable. So here, when you have multiple projects, it allows you to check why you have whether you have more UI or API, whether you have to take a decision to increase the API automation than UI. For example, so this is like a mini pyramid. We can also add, for example, unit tests here. Now, automation and manual allows you to invest, look at it, compare it, and say, oh, we are running 13% of tests manually. How much resource or money we have to invest to convert this to automation, right? 472 cases were automated runs. And you can also, change based on which type of automation is being. Is it API? Is it hybrid? Is it web, etc.? And coverage-based execution is basically trying to find a gap between what is claimed in X-ray, whether you might have claimed 50% automated in X-ray, but coverage-based execution will tell you, yes, you claim 50% automated, but we only see 40% executed. So it allows you to find a gap between what is claimed and what is the actual ground situation. Now, the another good feature, say for example, at a director or VP, is if they switch this to latest run, then it will tell you what is the statistics is based on everything that only that ran latest, nothing cumulative, nothing that ran for 3 months. So for example, you have a release tomorrow, right? Only you have to do is, I want to see latest run, and my question is why we have so many in red. I can go and choose my application and even further see for this application how things are looking. Why, if I choose my application, 4 of my modules pass rate is less than 50%. Why is that? Right? So there are so many, it's so powerful that allows you to question in many ways. And I'm also going to show you the test coverage metrics here, where if I go inside, if I say I can choose the dashboard and apply here, and if I choose the filters, then I can choose execution mode, where the execution mode will show how many are automated, how many are manual, or I can choose the priority and it will show you how many of different priority level, right? Issue type, and I can also choose different issue types. So that's all the dashboard portion of our CXO feature. Thank you.